When Bob the Barrelbot stood before the Highborn Council and demanded freedom for his people, they didn't just say, yeah, go on, lads. Yeah, you get off. You go and set up your own country. That's fine. Oh, no. And poor old Bob had to strike a deal with the devil. Well, now the devil wants his due. So, are you intrigued to find out about this deal that Bob did with the Highborn Council? You know I'm making this stuff up, right? No, I didn't say that. No, this is history. This is written down in the annals of Beaver history. So Bob went to the Highborn Council and demanded freedom for the Barrelbots. But of course, the Barrelbots are the workforce. They're big, but I mean, they weren't just going to give it up. So the Highborn Council, they thought they were being clever. They said, okay, fine, we will give your people freedom on the condition that your people provide us with all the power that we need forever. No limits. And if you can't provide that power, then your people will return to a life of slavery. But Bob was a very clever Barrelbot, and he said, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we can sort that out. And hence, the Terrace of the Four Winds was born. Actually, the concept and the name for the Terrace of the Four Winds came after Bob had a particularly spicy 4-bean salad at his local Mexican place. Did you know that? No, yeah, see. The things I know. Right, how you doing? Are you preparing for Christmas? We are. We're preparing to play Timberborn, primarily. I was asked, will there be an episode on January the 25th? And sorry, did I say January? on December the 25th, Christmas Day. And I have to confess, I hadn't thought about it. And the answer to that question is, I haven't made my mind up yet. I tell you what, I'll try. I will. Yeah, go on. There will be an episode. It might be a short one, but I will put out a video on Christmas Day. There you go. Right. What are we going to do in this episode, Sky? That's what we want to know. Well, I'm glad you asked. We are going to finish the Terrace of the Four Winds. Now, you're probably saying, in that case, you're probably just going to, like, I don't know, put a little end bit on here and that'll be it. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is coming out at least another full section like this and then an end piece. Which I'm going to try and make particularly nice. We'll see how that goes. And then fill it up with wind turbines and all that stuff. That means, and on both sides, right? So I'm going to have to fill this in, which is huge. That's going to take, it's going to take hours. Yeah, literally hours. Right, so that's the first thing. I'm going to try and do a lot in this episode. That's the first thing. Second thing, I want to do some work on the reservoir. I want to get this. The more I play around with this reservoir, the bigger my ideas get. So I think what I'm going to do for now is just kind of finish this off. We'll section it up. The way it's going to work is obviously this is 4 tiles high, so the water's overflowing from here. We'll put in. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called. These things. Floodgates, that's the word. I'm going to put floodgates across here. Triple floodgates. And what will happen is, when a section is full, right, it'll just start to overflow into the next section. And what that means is, and again, I've had comments from people, and I don't know why this isn't kind of like really obvious, but so somebody was saying, well, what's the difference? Why section it up? What's the point? The point is, right, when the water comes in here, right, let's say we've got a 10 by 5, right, and you've got one tile of water in there, right? If you condense that to 5 by 5, 2 tiles deep, you've got half the evaporation. That's the point. So that's why I'm doing this. Because we want to try and conserve more water. Because more water means I can do more crazy stuff. That's why I'm doing this. So, so we'll do that. We'll tidy this up a bit. We'll tidy up down here. I'm not going to have a reservoir down here. I think I'm just going to have a channel going down here. So we'll keep the water up here. As as things move along and as we start to reduce the surface area in lakes like this, then we'll do something bigger and more advanced. Okay, this has been bugging me for ages. This is the third thing. I need to finish off getting these water barrels buried and all set up. So we'll do that. But also, I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of looking at this. It's an eyesore. It's an absolute eyesore. So we're going to tidy this up. First of all, right, it's too dense. Right, this, like here, I want to see some water in between these pumps. So I'm gonna space them out a little bit. I'm gonna replace all of these levees with nice proper terrain. And I think what we'll do is we'll have 12 pumps. So we'll move this over one and move this over one so that we can actually see this water in the center. So we'll move the path over one, and then we'll have another row of pumps on this side. I think we'll get rid of this row of pumps. Yeah, and basically make it look nice. That's the plan for this area. That's going to be a bit of work, I can tell you. What else? What else are we going to do? Because that's not all either. So do that. The reservoir. Oh yeah, I am going to do the thing. The thing that I've wanted to do for ages is sort this blooming reservoir out. Why do you want to sort the reservoir out, Sky? What's the problem? Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is that this reservoir slowly, I mean, it is very slow, but like over, I don't know, a cycle or two, this runs dry. And I keep forgetting to come and check on it. And I'll come over here and I'll check on it and it'll have run dry. Right, and what happens is that it starts pumping a very, very small amount of water through here, and you'll get a patch that's stalled. And then I come over and I'm like, oh no, I refill it, but then I have to faff about with it to get it like full again. So I don't want to be bothered with that anymore. So I'm going to fix this. How are you going to fix it, Sky? I'm glad you asked, because what we're going to do, well, first of all, I'm going to drop this pump down one, so that it can actually pump all 4 tiles of water, because I mean we don't have any problems with the water. In fact, we're going to have even less problems with the water, but I just want to move it down because it'll be nicer. And it's going to be hooked up to the main power. So I guess I'm going to do what I said I was going to do ages ago. I'm trying to finish off a lot of things that I said I would do. So I'm going to run the power down here into the dam. I'll probably hook it up on this side as well. This will be hooked up to the main power, so this will run full time. Oh no, Sky, you said if that was running full time, that this would eventually overflow and flood all of this. You're quite right. So how can we make sure that this water level is always exactly what we want? I would like this 2 tiles deep all the time, just 2 tiles deep all the time. Well, what we do is we put in another pump, which I'll put over here, but it'll be flipped around and it will be pumping water out, right? But it will be at this height. So it will extend down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to run all the time, keeping the water level up. But if the water level gets up to, let's see, where are we at the moment? We're at almost 2, right? So if it gets up to 2, this one will start pumping water out. So the water will just stay constant at 2 all the time. And that is the ultimate solution to this issue. Now, I've had a lot of people leave me comments saying, oh, why don't you just fill it from the main reservoir? You can't. You can't. The only way that you can keep this at a constant level, right, is... Well, I mean, I could do the same thing as I'm doing. Well, I could kind of do it by doing it that way, but not really. So the best way to do it is the way I'm doing this, which is to have these pumps at the level that you want them, and then it keeps it like a fairly constant 0.9, right? And I've got 2 pumps pumping in to keep it very, very consistent. The problem is that this level is below the level of the water in the main reservoir sometimes, because this gets up to, like, right up to here, right? Which would just flood this. So that's why we need this secondary reservoir. Now, I'm sure some of you out there will come up with some clever idea for how to do this, but like a lot of people have just said, oh, just fill it from the main reservoir. You can't do that. It's not that simple. Trust me, it's not that simple. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Man, what else am I going to do? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do know. Yes, I do. You know what? I have this is the 3rd time that I am talking about this. And in the last 2 videos, it's been edited out because for time. Because I just didn't have the time in the video to do it. So let me click on this. I'm going to build these. Originally, I was going to put a wall across here and a wall across here, and I explained why that wouldn't work, right? So then I was going to do just a single trough across here. And then I thought, well, why don't I do 3 individual troughs? That might look nice. So that's what I'm doing. Now, that means that I will have to put in a district somewhere around here. And that district is going to be actually over here. And it's going to be Lower Big Ol. Picture's favourite place. Lower Big Ol. So, yeah, so they'll just build this. I'll put in a drop-off point over here and give them all the stuff that they need and do all that sort of stuff. And then we'll see how this works. Now, why are you doing this, Sky? It's because I want this water level to be higher, right? I want this water level to be at about 3.5 tiles. The only problem with using these dams, I thought these let water out at 3.5 tiles. Well, at halfway up the dam, so half a tile. But that's not the case. These actually let water out at 0.75. That might be an issue. That might be like too close to the top and cause flooding. If that's the case, then I'll replace it with floodgates, which let the water out at half a tile. So, but we'll build it and we'll check it out and we'll see. Now, this should result in a slight change to the way the water behaves, and this is kind of important. So what I'm expecting, and it'll be interesting to see like if this actually does do what I expect. At the moment, the water comes in, right? And it gets sent out down into the lower reservoir. Now, because we don't have those troughs, at 3 tiles deep, these pumps start pumping the water into here, right? So the water doesn't tend to get much over 3 tiles because these pumps are just pumping it in constantly, back into here. So what happens is the water in here fills up pretty quickly. The water outside, once it hits 3 tiles, fills up very, very, very slowly, if at all. So we end up with a full reservoir, but the water down here only 3 tiles high, if that. And then, of course, as soon as the water stops, this water level starts to go down. Now, Sky, you're pumping water up here. You've got these 2 rows of pumps which pump the water up and send it out down here into the lower reservoir. So surely this water just starts going up, right? Not as much as you'd think, because you've got the evaporation going on, but more significantly, we've got these pumps pumping water out of here constantly. So actually, not all that much water gets into here, and this is why. Let's see, we're day 20, so we're probably on day 13, day 14 of the drought, and this water's already down to 1. So we've only got like 2.5 tiles in here, and you always find by the end of the drought, this has gone down to like, 1.5 tiles, like 1.25, 1.5 tiles, that kind of area usually. And then the drought ends, the water comes in, and we start the cycle all over again. And it takes a while for this to fill up, and then it starts going down. We need to change that. I want this water down here to be at like about 3.5 tiles, like all the time, like all the time. So what I'm expecting is that the water down below, because it's not getting pumped out until it gets to more like 3.5, 3.75 tiles, will fill up a lot quicker and a lot higher, and then the big reservoir won't fill up as quickly. And then once this actually gets full and we start pumping the water into the reservoir from down here, and it's also coming in from the aqueduct, then I would expect, like, towards the end of the wet season for this to fill up very quickly. That's what I'm expecting. I guess we build it and we run it through a wet season and we see what happens, right? Okay. This is a lot of work, right? So now it's time for me to shut up and get on with it. Okay, it is, we were on day 20 of cycle 136. It is now day 4 of cycle 140. Yeah, it has been a very long day today. Many hours have passed. Okay, so look, this is the way they work. And the water is coming up, and eventually it's going to overflow into here. This will fill up, and at some point it'll reach here, and this will start pumping the overflow water into the reservoir. And as you can see down here, as I predicted, this is high. And I have to say, it is a little bit higher than I would like. I think I'm going to replace these. Oh, look, it just overflowed. Oh, perfect. Blooming time. You little beauty, you. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, this is a little bit high. I think I'm going to replace these with floodgates so that we start overflowing at 3.5 tiles rather than 3.75. So, wow. Okay. It's obviously only overflowing a tiny... Well, I was going to say it's only overflowing a tiny little bit, but it is filling up. Should we speed it up? And let's speed it up. Okay, here it comes, here it comes. And now we are pumping water into the main reservoir. Now let's have a look. I'm going to slow it down again, just so that I get a bit of frame rate. You can see that... Well, we're on day... Wow, 5 days of water. Perfect. We're on day 5, and the upper reservoir is really low because we haven't been pumping the water back in, and we've just been pumping water out constantly. So this is really low. This, on the other hand, is really high. And now that we're starting to overflow, it's only overflowing into that one. Why is it only overflowing into that one? Oh, no, it is overflowing into this one. A little bit. I guess it will get there. Let's speed it up a little bit and see if this one... You're going to start overflowing as well? It is overflowing on that corner. And it's overflowing on that corner. So yeah, it is filling up. Slow. Oh, a little bit more. Oh, here we go. Now it's filling up. Here we go. And yes, now we're pumping on that one. Hooray. A lot of pumping going on. But stop it. We're pumping over here. We're pumping over here. Awesome. And oh, the middle one is going as well now, I think. Is it? Yes, the middle one's pumping as well. So we go up here and have a look. Yes, yes. All 3 of them are now pumping water from the bottom into the reservoir. So what I expect now is that the reservoir will start to fill up pretty quickly. And if we go over and have a look at our usual measuring place, I tell you what, I'm gonna put my mouse, the tip of my mouse, on where it is, right there, and then I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. Not gonna move it, and we'll see. Does the water keep going up? Oh yeah, the water. Okay, that is moving up. That is moving up quite significantly. Okay, that's great. So I think this is going to fill up pretty quickly now. The question now is, have we got enough pumps to actually stop this from flooding? And, I mean, it looks like it at the moment. It seems to be staying pretty steady. Now, if it stays like this, then This is an unmitigated success. In fact, it's absolutely brilliant. Look at the water flooding down here. These pumps do move a fair amount of water. Can they keep up with the? Is the flow going to increase at all? It shouldn't be, because it's. No, there's no increase. Because I was thinking, oh well, we're pumping more water in, but that doesn't make it. The only water that's coming down into here now is the water that's being pumped up here by these 2 rows of pumps, and the water source, which is here. I'll show you. Can I click on it? Yeah, there we go. There's 2 tiles of water source right there. So that's consistent. So it looks like this is stable, which is absolutely blooming awesome. The only thing, well, okay, there's one other factor that we have to take into consideration. Let's go over here, and that's the pumps. Right, at the moment, there's only like a couple of pumps pumping. In fact, now they've all stopped. Okay. Right, now they've all stopped. Oh, nighttime. Nighttime, the pumps aren't going to be pumping, so they're not taking any water out. So right now, we'll be getting the full flow of water into here. Now, are we going to be able to cope with the full flow of water? If we can get through the night and this doesn't overflow, then we're good. Well, I think that would be my assessment. I'm looking at this little bit here to see, is this going up? And unless my eyes are deceiving me, that looks like it is going up. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, because we could see a little bit of the white pole going down. Oh, it's going up. Okay. That tells me we don't have enough pumps here. Now, it's going up very, very slowly. So I'm thinking probably 1 pump might do it. But obviously, there's no way that we can put 1 pump in here and it be nicely symmetrical. So I guess we're going to end up putting 2 more pumps in here. Oh, okay. You know what? This is actually... Well, it's not that big a problem. If we have... Because what will happen is, if I come over here, if we come down to this dam down here, this is where we will overflow. And it will just, it'll just run off the map. So the water will be wasted, which is not a good thing. And at some point, we're going to overflow. Let's go back and have another look. Oh, this is scary now. Oh, look, we are... Did you see that the water was actually over this? It was actually covering the dams. We have not actually overflowed, and we've only got 0.2 days. And then, well, 0.1 day, and the drought will start. Okay, we literally could not have any more water than we have right now. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put in another couple of pumps. But apart from that, apart from not having enough pumping of water into the reservoir, other than that, this is working exactly the way I want it to work. So that's brilliant. Awesome. Because we didn't get the reservoir filled all the way up, we didn't get an opportunity to see how this is going to work. So I've tidied this up a bit. It looks kind of sort of nice now. So what will happen, hopefully at some point, well, this will overflow, the excess water will come into here, this will fill up, and then when this gets up to 3 tiles, it'll start to overflow into this one, and then when this fills up to 3 tiles, it'll overflow into this one, and if that overflows, then I need to build more reservoirs. If it doesn't, and the drought ends, then at some point we can start emptying these, and we can do them one at a time because we've got these floodgates. So we drop these floodgates, we empty this one, and then we can drop these floodgates, empty this one, drop these floodgates, empty this one. So we've got a nice modular solution. And we could do, I mean, I could extend these two and make them bigger this way. I could also, for example, if I make this like twice as wide, then I could put in another row of floodgates in between. So we're always using kind of sort of the same amount of storing the same amount of water. And then I've done a little bit of tidying up on this. I haven't finished, but this comes down here and then it just goes out here. I need to. I've been looking at this. What's kind of got me with this is I kind of want something tidy. And we've got this wall here, which I think I'm going to drop down to like 1 tile, because that's all we need. And then I'm thinking, well, like, do I take this back a couple of tiles and just have this 1 tile wide going through here? And then, yeah, maybe. Okay. So, so that's that. Now, you will notice over here, it's all done. And I freaking love it. It is so tidy now. Look, you can't see it. You know what? I'm going to turn the UI off so we don't have that nasty icon. I really hate the icon that hovers over these, the red icon that shows you that these are full. It's like, I don't want that on all the time, but I want the UI on, but I don't want those blooming icons there. Please don't, like, somebody please leave me a comment and say, oh, there's a setting to turn that off. Special setting. I think that that's really neat and tidy, and it's very, very efficient now, because they just from the pumps, they've just literally, I take a step, go down the steps, boom, they're there. It's awesome. I love it. I absolutely love. I love, like, the fact that you can see the water now, and it looks, you know. And there's no horrible levees anywhere. It's just clean. So I'm going to say, I mean, other than tidying it, see, this is another reason why I'd like to take this back. And then I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? If I take it back so that this is the edge wall, so we have this channel coming. In fact, that would work if it was 3 wide. So I might see, now I'm thinking 3 wide. But if I take this back, then it'll look a lot cleaner. The problem then is that I need to kind of move this channel over one. So I need to dynamite this and then fill this in one. So I think that's what I'm going to do, actually, because that then will be really clean. And then just have this one wide going along there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Good talk, guys. Good talk. What else? Oh, here we go. If I love this, then frankly, I want to have this one's babies, because this is just awesome. I did this pretty much first, and it's been running for 4 whole cycles. I'll put the UI back on. This has been running for 4 whole cycles, and I have not had to touch it once. It is awesome. So this thing is always at round about 2. It goes up a tiny bit, goes down a tiny bit, but you're talking just a tiny bit. It just stays at 2 all the time. And I never have to worry about it, and I've never had a single problem with the water wheels. Seriously, it just works beautifully now. So that's that done. Never have to touch that again. Love it. Okay, what else? What else was I going to do? So I did that. I did the reservoir. Did the water. Oh yeah, there was that little project, that little side project that we were doing. Yeah. Another whole section completed in the bleachers. It does look like a football stadium, doesn't it? People have been leaving that in the comments saying, "Sky looks like a football stadium." In fact, the funny people have been saying it looks like a football stadium, and it's even got fans. Did you see what they did there? Oh, I like that. Very, very clever, guys. Okay, and then look, we've extended this right out to here. So we've done. Oh yeah, that's right. We were finishing that section. We've filled in all of this, and we've gone out further. And so I don't know how far back this went now. I don't know, probably like back here somewhere. We've filled all that in. We've got just this bit to do now. Awesome. And then on the other side, look at that. They've done all of this. Wow. I must admit, I was a little concerned about the water situation. Because when this first started to fill up, the water in here was starting to get really low. It was getting really low. And I was like, oh my God, is this all going to go to hell? What have I done? Have I broken everything? But no, it was just reaching a new equilibrium. What a great word. I need to use that word more. Yeah, it was just reaching a new equilibrium. And now the water in here is much higher. And this is much more variable, which is exactly what we want. It's the whole point of it. So, yeah, it's freaking awesome. What else? Oh, yeah, I didn't show you Lower Big Ol', did I? Here's Lower Big Ol'. I tidied this up just a little bit, but I didn't want this to be completely symmetrical and even. Right, so what I need to do is bring the power down from here, down here. I think I was just looking at this and thinking, that's kind of in the way of the power, isn't it? But what I'm going to do, I'll bring it down to here, and then we'll run it across here. Right, so what do I need to do? Mark resources for demolition. Let's get that demolised. Is that a word?
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, all right. So that's going to get demolised. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, I'm looking for priority. Here we go. Oh, one of them straight on the job. Barrelbot 2.5. We have created 2,500 barrelbots. Kind of gives you an idea of how long we've been running. Cycle 140. Good grief. If I take off that top one, we've got just a regular straight power shaft. Let's get rid of that. And what am I going to put in? Oh, yeah, I remember. A high power shaft. Dude. Let's flip you around. So we bring the power up. Then obviously we're going to be bringing the power down here. Boom, 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 boom. Down to the... yeah, no, that actually works out fine. Yeah. I hadn't planned this. I should have actually when I got them to do this, but I was just making it look pretty, and I didn't give any consideration to bringing the power down. But it's worked. It couldn't have worked out better, really. Actually, I suppose it could. You know what? No, I'm gonna do it slightly different. So what am I doing? I'm putting in a high power shaft. Flip it around there. Oh, I need to do the dynamite, don't I? Yes, come on, Sky. Get on it. So, oh, I can't dynamite that one yet, but I can lay in the other dynamite, can't I? Yeah. Okay, so down, turn the corner, come across here. Yeah, that's all fine. This is the point at which I go, damn, I wish I'd left my scaffolding in. I took all the scaffolding out. Because I thought, it's all done. I'll make it all nice and tidy and show them. Yeah, I need the scaffolding again. You bonehead, Sky. All right, let's do it. It's not like a big deal, really. Okay, so we're back to power again. And high power shaft goes in. Bop, bop, bop. That's very nice. And then we just need to come across here. So we're back to the 2s again. The 2... No, not double floodgates. 2 high or double platforms. So run across there, run across there, and then we just bring the power out, and then like that's it. It's pretty straightforward. It would have been a lot more straightforward and quicker if I'd left the scaffolding in. But I'm a bonehead, so you know it is what it is. Now we've got these done. Oh, and they've done the bit at the top, so I can throw in the dynamite at the top. There we go. We can detonate these. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you, autosave again. I don't know, is it me or it seems to autosave a lot? And it seems to autosave when I don't want it to. Like, I think it waits till I'm talking and then it's like, right, quick, do it now. I don't know. Right, we'll throw in a straight power shaft. Boom. And then high power shafts coming down here. That is, I think, tidier. Yeah, I think that's tidier. They've thrown this in very quickly, which is very nice of them. How much power do we have right now? We have 46,000 power. But we are using some, so we've only got 40,000 spare. Yeah, it's quite a lot of spare power. And bear in mind, we're going to have another full section. In fact, we're going to have 2 full sections, which is more power than we're producing now. So we're going to have, like, I would think probably close to 100,000 power. Certainly over 90,000 power. That's a lot of power. That's a crazy amount of power. All right, let's blow those up. So what do we want to do? We want to bring this down, flip you around. And then we want a straight power shaft coming out here. Right, and then all I need to do is just drop it down and then run it along here. I might actually bury it under this. Am I going to bury it under that road? No, because I don't know where I want that road going yet. So no, I'll just run it down here really crudely, and that'll be fine for now. That'll be fine for now. Well, there it is. It's done. Shall we have a look and see? Wow. Network power supply 67,650. Demand 36,620. 570. Go on, change again, I dare you. Now the thing is, what we need to do is look at the windmills and see, like, how are they. Okay, so that's a little bit above average. So yeah, once we expand this, yeah, I don't see us having any problems at all. That is going to enable us to do some pretty crazy things. I've already got some. I already have some fairly crazy ideas for what we could do with the reservoirs, but it would require an enormous amount of power. Loads of pumps. Loads and loads of pumps. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm afraid, guys, we're going to have to leave it there for this episode. Seriously, I try and do as much as I possibly can, but I don't know where the time goes. It takes such a long time to build these really big projects. So next episode, I'll do some more work on this tonight to get a jump on it. Next episode, we're finishing the football stadium. Yeah, another full section and a fancy end. Another full section, fancy end, and then we're gonna, like, put in all the stuff that I want to put into Bob's world. We'll do some decoration. We'll do all the industrial stuff, and we'll make it look cool and nice. What else? We'll oh yeah, I'll put in the extra couple of pumps, change these to floodgates, and then we'll see how this works. I think it's going to end up being absolutely awesome. I think it's going to be exactly what I want. And then and probably some stuff with the reservoir. And I'm going to be blowing kisses to this for the next, like, 24 hours at least, because it's awesome. Kind of the way I feel about you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying it. I expect a lot of comments after this episode. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace out.